Hey, what's up, Sports Bar? It is I, the actual King Smith, one half of the co host of the Sports Bar here at WTF Nation Radio. We're going to be a solo show tonight as Coach is on timeout. The Jets have officially hurt his heart. He is not able to be with us tonight. So, y'all going to get a solo show hosted by me for as long as I can talk tonight. I got my water, I have my sports stuff. I've got my neon sports bar light that needs to be on. Turn the light on. Yeah. My assistant is on the job. Hope y'all are doing okay here. If you are new, To me, new to the sports bar or new to WTF Nation Radio, my name is actually King Smith. I'm a U.S. Air Force veteran, served just under 10 years as an in flight refueler on the KC 135, and I talk all things sportsing here at WTF Nation Radio. But I'm not the only show here. We have several other shows here, starting out with the Monday edition hosted by my main man, Ice. What it do, Ice? Saw your show this past Monday. Why did you and your co-host both have red? Like, was that a coordinated thing that y'all did? Tuesday is hosted by CQ of Pop Culture Warrior. He didn't have a show last night as he was attending the burial of a loved one, a fellow U.S. Air Force veteran, his brother in law, his sister in law's husband, sister in law, his wife's sister. Y'all, look, forgive me as I'm from Alabama, so the connection sometimes don't be firing on all cylinders. But his wife's sister's, who is also an Air Force veteran, and his wife's sister's husband, who was active duty. He passed away very unexpectedly. May he, Joseph, rest in peace. So that's why CQ didn't have a show last night. Tonight we've got the sports bar, followed by the Smoke Pit, hosted by Radar. Then we tip into Thursday with Ice again for Sergeant's Time, followed by FTX, which I think FTX might be on this Friday. I might not be there as I have an exam that following Saturday. We'll see how I feel study-wise and prep-wise, because I have an exam early Saturday morning. I'm taking the CompTIA Security Plus exam, trying to get these IT certs up. Know what I'm talking about? And then we roll into Saturday with weekend co-ops, which Joe, the G.I. Joe known as Nemo, is killing it over there, bringing you all of the games. We're going to be having, he plays with the community. So if you're a gamer and you play some of the games that we have on weekend co-ops on Saturdays, pull up and play with the host over there, Nemo. All right. We've got a couple of comments, and let me acknowledge the comments early. If there's a like button on the platform that you're watching this on, do me a favor. Hit that like button for your boy. All right. Let me come over here and go over to my other screen. Taking a look at this screen, we've got Keith said, flying solo. Hey, Keith, I actually wanted to invite you up. I wanted to invite you up as a co-host with me, and I forgot to reach out to you. And when I thought about it, it was last minute, so my bad. I believe CQ said that you and somebody else do sports, and I should have asked earlier, but it is what it is. All right, we got TT's in the building. Man, I always ask you how to pronounce your name, and I always forget. But I appreciate you tuning in. Good. Like I said, blame it on my Alabama high school education, although I have a graduate degree. I have a master's in business, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We got the sports bar said, WTF. Hey, coach, I thought you weren't supposed to be able to join unless you're just tuning in while you're out taking care of business. Because I can send you the link. Actually, I planned it as a solo show. Oops. I thought this was the week that you weren't supposed to be joining or able to join. If I called that wrong, let me know. All right. Let me see who else we got in the building. Leanne, I want to double check something here because you said your fantasy team didn't do too well. I want to say you were one of the ones that didn't set your lineup and you could have won. Let me go in here and look. Which one is your team name? Hold on. Because you, who was it? Somebody didn't set their team up and they actually could have won. Spanky, yeah. Spanky's Tacos Eaters. You won. What are you talking about? And you actually played a guy that didn't even have his oh, hold on. Am I looking at the wrong week? I might be looking at the wrong week. No, look at last week. Anyway, scoreboard. Let me go back. Week 6. Yeah, you lost because you did not set your team up. You lost by under 2 points, which is tragic. I put out the reminders every week to go set up your lineup that you played 2 people on a bye, and 1 person that was injured that was already marked out, and you still could have won. As a matter of fact, can I share the screen? Let me see if I can share the screen here. Let's just get into it right now. Here we go, right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. It might not be big enough. Let me make it a little bit bigger. That's what she said. Look at this. I don't think that you can see my mouse. You got a big fat 0 from Ricky Pearsall because you didn't set your lineup. The Vikings were on a bye and you did not set your lineup. Had you played any one person that you could have put in any other wide receiver or picked up a defense, you would have won. Or even played Evan Ingram at tight end for Hawkinson. So your team didn't do well overall. You only scored 92 points, but you still should have beat Password is Taco here just by setting your lineup. So people, set your lineups. Coach finally got a win. Coach, I mean, if you're looking at the pathetic bowl versus the pathetic bowl, CQ, who was previously undefeated over here on the right-hand side, only put up 67 measly fantasy points against Coach, and Coach finally got his first win. He's now 1-5. He's still officially at the bottom as I go and check the standings here in our fantasy football league. No, that he is tied with Turd Ferguson. Turd Ferguson, if you're watching, what are you doing? This might be your first time doing fantasy football, so I'll cut you some slack, Turd Ferguson. I will cut you some slack. This is how you learn, all right? This is one of the ways that you learn. But if you're new to our show, we do have something in stakes here. So while our league was free to join, we had 2 or 3 newbies that didn't know fantasy football that joined, and it was totally free. First place winner, however, is going to be able to win 2 things. A pair of Jordan 1s in your size mailed to you, and 2, a $50 Amazon gift card. Last year, Coach won. This year, he can barely win a game. So now it's going to be on me to show what y'all got to do here and dominate the rest of this season. I'm 4-2. I want to say I lost last week, or let me go back here and double check. I think I actually won last week. Who do I have this week? Radar? Radar's traditionally been good in our fantasy league. I don't know what he's got going on. So I'm looking at picking up another win this week. But to everybody else, set your damn lineup. All right. Mondays, you have the Monday night football game. You roll right into Tuesday with getting your waiver wire pickups in. By Wednesday, you should at least be looking at your roster. And Thursday, get your first look lineup in, especially since you have Thursday night football. At least set the people, even if some are questionable and you're not sure. It's still better to at least have somebody in that's playing than have somebody that's on a bye. All right. So that's our WTF Nation Radio Listener League football update. Let me see if Leanne's mad at me for being mad at her. She said, see, I need to learn those things. Vibes didn't work out this week. No, they did not. I knew I should have asked for help from at NFL football. I told myself I'm going to be better. If you have the ESPN Fantasy Football app, on Tuesdays at around noon, I will send a reminder out for people to set their lineups. And I'll also do it at the Sports Bars page over on Facebook. So you got to be following those 2, or at least have the app. If you have the app, you'll get the notifications. Now, if you don't check the notifications, or if your notifications are turned off, that's on you. I may even consider sending out an email. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? Leanne said, oh, you are one of the first time people. I'll cut you some slack. My bad. Here's a hug. I has hug for you. All right. What do we have here? So what are we talking about? We've got NIL lawsuits coming out of high school in Ohio. A family is making a claim that their son is missing out on a potential 1 comma deal. So that's integer, comma, integer. And they trying to get their comeuppance. We also have AI in sports. And somebody sent me they created a video of them, no, of what they would like to see playing golf. And all I did was shake my head. I do read the things and look at the videos and photos and the articles that people send me. So if you have something that's interesting that is revolving sports that you want to talk about, email it to king@wtfnationradio.com. That is king@wtfnationradio.com. And I'll take a look at it. And if I find it interesting, I'll play it. Like this first clip here. Whoever sent me this clip is going to hell. Somebody sent me this clip to my email address, and I'm going to call them out. But they said, I found you playing basketball. And just, you know what? Here, just take a look.
What the fuck? What the fuck? Shit! What the hell? Oh my God! Damn!
First of all, I am not that short. Hold on, let me see if I get my special effects working here. I am not that short. Not 6 feet, but I ain't that short. Somebody said that to me, said I found you playing basketball outside. You can go to hell, whoever. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can go to hell. You know who you are. Let's get one more clip here to just kind of get the creative juices flowing. This was another clip that was sent to me, and I wasn't sure if I played it last week, so I'm gonna play it again this week. There's a runner on Instagram that's in Canada that's coming across people that are jogging or running, and then telling them that he's gonna give them 100 Canadian dollars if they could beat him to the end of this bridge. And if I played it last week, my bad. But we're gonna play it again. Take a look.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry.
You want to race me for $100?
Ha! Sure!
Okay, to the end of the bridge.
End of which bridge?
The Peace Bridge.
Oh,
wow, look at her go. Oh! I'll give you a head start. Go ahead. So through the Peace Bridge.
What? End of Peace Bridge? Sure.
Through, okay. Wow.
All right, so
She's really going for the $100.
He'll stop.
All
He'll
right,
give
guys.
the person a head start.
Let's get this going. Make sure to like this video and wish me good luck because she's going. Let's get it.
And then he hauls ass.
Okay.
And look at this distance, and he's going at a sprint.
There's the bridge.
This video here was his first one that he posted on his Instagram page.
Wow, look at her go. Hold up. Ooh, she's the bridge before me.
I didn't think he was going to
Pick it up.
win.
Okay.
Sometimes it's just about stamina. When I was in the Air Force, I raced. I ain't gonna say I raced. There were some Africans that would do the PT test, and they could just kick and haul ass. She's moving. She's moving. I was like, oh, she gonna get it. She gonna get it. And I want to say, oh yeah, no, he lost.
Wow.
Yes, she hauled ass.
Wow.
Ah, man, that was fun, dude.
You actually got me.
Ah,
Holy.
you let me have a head start. That was really nice.
It's all good.
So she was like, you let me have a head start, and that was real nice. In some of his other videos that he's loaded on his Instagram, men and women, he would give him a head start, and he's beaten most of the people that he's uploaded. With the exception of one, he beat and still gave them the $100. But on the other ones that he beat, nah, he kept the money. But that kind of running right there.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Dude.
Oh, I think he still gave it to her. Okay,
Hey.
so he did still give it to her.
Selfie?
Let's go.
My bad. I just be watching all these.
Follow me on Strava.
All these clips.
I will.
So that's his Instagram right there. He's got a
Come
lot
on.
more
Instagram?
followers.
I got you. Holy. Crazy.
Ah,
Last that I looked, that clip, which was his first one, had 16 million views. That is crazy in this day and age. All right. So shout out to him for his newfound fame and him continuing to you can only do that for so much. And you can only catch certain people too. He would have to give me 2 football fields lengths of a head start for me to have a chance. You know, like I said, I'm not that tall. I got these short little legs. And I'm not as fast as I used to be. When you turn 40, you get slow. They say that when you're over the age of 30, unless you are a professional sports, you don't really sprint. Like, when was the last time any one of y'all ever actually got out and just did a full send sprint over the age of 30? If you're over the age of 30, answer that question. I thought that was fascinating. When I heard it was a high school coach, I heard a high school coach said that adults over the age of 30 don't sprint. Not for any long distances unless you're running from the cops or dogs. But I found that interesting. I can't tell you the last time I sprinted, I was playing flag football. That was a couple of years ago, before I was unable to really do a sprint like that. So yeah, let me know if that's something that y'all could do. Who else we got in the building? Keith said, LOL, damn, I thought he was gonna not even run just to get her to sprint for nothing. When I first saw the video, Keith, that's what I thought too. Because the second one that I saw, I said, oh, maybe he's going to do the same thing. He actually laid down on the ground, then talked to the camera, and then like got up and took off. And he won in that one. I said, man, the disrespect. And the other person took off without even looking back. They just took off, started running, didn't even look back. As if, okay, I'm going to take this man for his word for it. And he sat down, he talked, he gave his little spiel. Like that's the way that his video format is set up. And then he gets up and just hauls ass. So shout out to A Lot More Maine for doing what he did. Now let's see here. Let's get into it. Coach, if you are listening, let's go ahead and talk about it. The Las Vegas Aces. The Las Vegas Aces are the WNBA champs, in which they absolutely dominated the Phoenix Mercury to claim their third straight WNBA championship. A'ja Wilson was the finals MVP, and Coach Hammond is showing exactly what people saw in her when they decided to give her the opportunity to be a head coach in the WNBA. All right. This was the first year that the WNBA went to a best of 7 for the finals, and I don't think it's needed. When you look at the play at the WNBA level, I think personally, just from seeing the records and the stats and just doing some quick analysis, there's only about 5 teams that are really competitive. Indiana isn't one of them with Caitlin Clark. And the Chicago team isn't the other one with their NBA superstar, Angel Reese. You've got Minnesota, which Vegas has already opened up as the Minnesota Lynx being the favorite to win next year. They were the favorite to win this year. But Las Vegas said, nah, we got A'ja Wilson, so we still here. Are the Las Vegas Aces the Golden State Warriors of the WNBA? Are they a dynasty that is going to be the team that needs to be knocked down a peg or two? I think as long as A'ja Wilson is still playing at the level that she's playing, they are going to be the team to beat. I don't understand what the Vegas odds makers look at when they make these odds. If you take a look at the Las Vegas Aces record over the last 5 years, steamrolling. Just steamrolling. So congratulations to the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA. And, let's see if they could go for that 4-peat. That's going to be the headlines for the WNBA for their next season. Can they make it 4 in a row? I wonder what are the odds on that. I should figure out what the payout is going to be for that. If there is one, and maybe throw me a good little band on it. Maybe I'll slide 1,000 on them being able to make a 4-peat. See what those odds are looking like. Maybe I'll win, maybe I'll lose. We'll see. All right. Let me come over here and update some things. Let's talk about a little bit more sports news. As you guys know, the MLB is in the ALCS and the NLCS games. All right. The Blue Jays and the Mariners are battling for the ALCS, and the Dodgers and Brewers are squaring off in the NLCS. The Dodgers, from what Coach told me, have been dominated by pitching. All right. their Japanese pitcher is just balling. Okay. And the Blue Jays, they're the way coach described it to me, because hey man, I don't know baseball. Give me the playoffs sports news for baseball that I could talk about today. He said that the Blue Jays offense are what helped them destroy the Yankees, and is why they got there. All right. Now, that's really all I could add about MLB. Before this season started, or the playoffs even started, I said I had the Blue Jays going and winning the championship this year. And I wish I could find that clip so that I could play it back for y'all. Because you're like, no, King, you didn't say that. Yes, I did. Man, the tape is out there. Playing tonight, we've got Toronto and Seattle. Am I looking at this right? Yeah, they are playing tonight. It is the bottom of the first, where Seattle's currently leading 2-0 in the series. So, my championship playoff pick may not be happening the way that I wanted it to happen. Okay. Well, let's look at tomorrow's game here and see what that's looking like. Going into tomorrow, let's see. The Dodgers are winning that series 2-0. Okay, well, shit. I wonder if any one of these games are going to end up being a sweep. It's looking like the Seattle matchup could be a sweep and closed out tomorrow. We shall see. We shall see. Let me take a look at the next segment here. The next segment that I have, NCAA football. Look, this week, the Alabama Crimson Tide will play the Tennessee Volunteers for a rematch. It's the rematch. And I have this clip that I play every single year because I think that it is hilarious. Okay. It's always the 3rd October in which Alabama plays Tennessee. It's typically been a good game the last couple of years. Last year, Tennessee beat us, and it is what it is. But this clip, which was filmed in either, I think it was 2006 or 2008, it is a national treasure. Take a listen.
All right, man. Just say what you've been saying, man. Why do you hate Tennessee?
Man, I hate Tennessee because, first of all, it's Tennessee. And I just hate them because they low down, they dirty, they some snitches. And I hate Philip Fulmer. I hate their colors. I'm not a dog person. I just hate Tennessee, man. Like, and I hate Neyland Stadium. It looks like a garbage truck worker convention. And I hate all their quarterbacks. I hate Tennessee, man.
Describe what you feel about their colors, too. I thought that was interesting.
It reminds me, and it's not that orange that you can stand. See, I hate Tennessee more than I hate Auburn. I just dislike Auburn. I hate Tennessee. See, Tennessee's colors is that throw-up orange. It's not that orange that you can sit with. It's that puke inside of a pumpkin orange. And I don't like pumpkins. So I really don't like Tennessee, man. I can't stress that enough, man. And they losers. They sore losers because they're not Alabama, and I hate Tennessee, man.
That was beautiful, man. Probably the best interview I've done all year. Thank you, man.
Dude, man, I can't stress that enough. I hate them.
I love that video. I hate Tennessee. Oh man, that throw up orange. Y'all know that orange. Let me see if I could go find the orange real quick and put it up on the screen. Tennessee orange. That throw up orange. Right here. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this up.
All
on
right,
the
man.
screen. Where we at here? No, it is not working. There it is. That throw up orange. Y'all don't laugh at how I spelled Tennessee. Oh, I did spell it right. Tennessee. Boom. It don't even look like how it's supposed to be spelled. That throw up orange. Goodness gracious. That throw up orange. Vegas has this game at let's see what the Vegas line has this game. Vegas has Alabama. I want to say when I last looked at it, Bama was favored to win by 2, but I cannot get my sports news to come up right. Here we go. All right, so this game played at Alabama this year at 7:30 Eastern. Let's see. Where are the odds at, damn it? Where are the odds? I want to say Bama was favored to win by 2.5. I'll take that. I wish it was a little bit longer on the odds, but I'll take that. Tennessee's ranked number 11. Alabama's ranked number 6. Actually, the odds are 11.5. Where did I see 2.5 earlier? I'll take that. I'll take an 11.5 spread. Absolutely. Let's go. Speaking of college football, let's just jump into what happened last week as well. Alabama barely beat Missouri by 3 points. USF dominated UNT 63-36. OSU, look, Illinois has lost 1 game. 2 games, I want to say, actually. Let me see their record. They're a 5-2 team. But they've lost to the number 1 team, and they've lost to the number 3 team. Okay? Them boys are coming out, and if they make it to the college football playoffs, every team needs to watch out. Some of the news that shocked people, Coach Franklin for Penn State fired. I don't know how you can have as many successful seasons as he have to go 3-3, and the college goes, you know what? Your services aren't needed anymore. Washington State almost beat Mississippi. Ole Miss had a struggle win. And Oregon, Indiana beat them by 10. Looking good. Texas, the Texas Longhorns. The Texas and Oklahoma game is called the Red River Shootout, or the Red River Rivalry. And it's one of those that it doesn't matter what the team's records are. It's just like the Iron Bowl, Alabama versus Auburn. When Texas and Oklahoma play, you don't know what's going to happen. Texas held Oklahoma's quarterback to 20 for 38 and 3 interceptions. They did not get in the end zone. Oklahoma kicked 2 field goals in the first and second quarter, and that's all they did the rest of the game. The score at halftime was 6-3. And then Texas went into the locker room, injected cattle juice into their veins, came back outside and dominated on defense. I watched that game because people want to talk about Arch Manning. If you look at Arch Manning play, he doesn't look that great. He doesn't look good at all. Shedeur Sanders looked a little bit better at quarterback than Arch Manning did. And I made that comparison because people want to talk about pedigrees, right? Shedeur Sanders at least looked good when he was back there behind the center. I don't see what people are seeing in Arch Manning to hype him up. And I think he's getting exposed. Let me go look at Arch Manning's games for this year. All right. His highest completion rating was 85%. He went 18 for 21 against Sam Houston, in which they won 55-0 against Sam Houston. All right. Against Florida, he went 16 to 29, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, he managed the game against OU, 21 to 27, 166, 1 touchdowns, no interceptions thrown. Of course, he would look good against San Jose State as one of their first games. It's San Jose State. But when they played against actual competition, trash. Absolute trash. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Let me come over here and see if we have any comments before I go to talk about the next thing here. Let's see. Amy's in the building, said tomorrow's the battle of the uncles. I'm going to talk about that. I actually, I had the photo and I couldn't find it right before I went live to get it on my stream here, but we are going to talk about that when I get over to the NFL, because I thought that was hilarious. I wonder if this is one of the first games in which, like, the two oldest quarterbacks in the league that were over the age of 40 played off against each other. I really want to know this. I really want to know this. Okay, let me see. There was something else I wanted to cover when it came to the college football. This upcoming week, you've got a lot of top 25 matchups against each other. You've got LSU versus Vanderbilt, two SEC teams that are going up against each other. Let's see, what were the other ones here? I saw, and I was like, man, there are some really good matchups. Let me do it by top 25. They are not going to sort it like that. All right, let me see if I could quickly find these as I'm scanning here. You got LSU versus Vanderbilt. I know I saw some other ones. Ole Miss and Georgia. See, look, the SEC games are where it is going to be. Alabama versus Tennessee, USC versus Notre Dame. Right now, Notre Dame's favored to win by 9.5 points. I think USC is going to pull off that upset. They're going to go on the road, travel to Big Bend, and come out with a win. Utah's playing against BYU. Utah's favored by 3.5 points, and they're the lower ranked team but between the two. Utah's number 23, BYU's number 15. Man, I'm not going to look, whatever. It's Utah and BYU. Choir boys versus choir boys. It ain't no SEC matchup. But that's what we have coming up this week for NCAA news. Now, let's move to the NFL. Tomorrow, for Thursday Night Football, you've got Pittsburgh versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Pittsburgh's 4-1, leading their division, but it is probably like they're the best team in the division, and the rest of the teams are just trash, to include my Baltimore Ravens. I'm just going to say that. You can find that game live on Amazon Prime Video. All right. It is played in Cincinnati. Pittsburgh right now is favored to win by 5.5 points. The total for that game is 42.5. I don't see a way that Flacco comes in there and leads that team to a victory. They're calling this the Unk Bowl. Flacco's old ass versus Aaron Rodgers' old ass. And Rodgers, during the press conference, said it's great for the old guys. The AFC North is just ugly. It's just ugly. It is the Pittsburgh Steelers division to lose. Kansas City plays against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are 2-4, and they paid Geno Smith $35 million to throw and lead the league in interceptions this season. In the toilet bowl matchup, you've got Miami against Cleveland. And matter of fact, one of the stories that I had was Tua. Tua, for as bad as the Cleveland Browns are, people are really shitting on the Miami Dolphins. Tua had to come out and make an apology for comments that he made after Sunday's loss to the Chargers, in which he criticized teammates for being late to players-only meetings. And what he said, I don't have a problem. He talked about this, right? So he said, we have guys showing up to players-only meetings late, guys not showing up to players-only meetings. There's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? He's used to coming from a culture of winning from Alabama. And when you get to the NFL, everybody's motivation when they get to the league is different, right? The Patriots, when they were led by Bill Belichick, they had a culture of winning. It was Bill's way, Patriots way, or the highway. And they had a culture of winning. So while their teams didn't look flashy, they didn't have a lot of flashy players. They were led by And you got to say it, the GOAT quarterback with Tom Brady, because he not only did it in New England, he also did it down in Tampa Bay as well. So I think you've got to give that shine to Tom Brady, not necessarily Coach Belichick, because look what Coach Belichick ain't doing down at UNC. But Tua, I like him. I want him to succeed. People are calling Tua this generation's Tim Tebow. They were both left-handed quarterbacks. They're both Christians. And people are saying that Tua's not that good of a quarterback. Look, people that play for Tua rave about him. He's earned the locker room respect, but when you're losing the way that they're losing, things start to break down. Rumors start talking. People start getting antsy. Folks are wondering if Mike McDaniels, who shows up in sweatpants and stuff at every game, is really the leader that team needs. I don't like that Tua came out and apologized for being critical. I think as the quarterback, who is typically the de facto team leader, should be able to say some things to light a fire and question people's willingness and what they are there for. If they're there to make a buck, look, it is what it is. When you've earned your way to the NFL, you've earned the money and the prestige and all of the things that come along with it. I don't think he should have apologized. I think he should have doubled down on being critical with trying to get buy-in to get people to come in so that they could win games. That's my 2 cents, though. That's my 2 cents. The Cam Ward experiment for the Tennessee Titans, it's not going well. Cam has shown flashes of being good. His supporting staff is also not helping him either. He's throwing some beautiful passes just for those passes to turn around and get dropped. I just don't see Tennessee winning no more than 3 games the rest of this season. The Jets, who are, I believe, the only winless team. Let me double check this here real quick, because this is why Coach didn't make it. The Jets are 0-5. Yep, the Jets are the only winless team. They play the Carolina Panthers, who the NFC South, the Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons, there are 2 teams that you don't know what team is going to show up whenever they decide to pull out and play. Okay? The Panthers will show flashes of greatness and then stink it up the very next week. The Falcons are the exact same way. We're going to get through, let's see, taking a look. We've got the Sunday night premier football game is the Falcons traveling to the West Coast to play against the 49ers. And we've got 2 Monday night games at 7 p.m. Eastern on ABC and ESPN. You've got Tampa Bay and Detroit. And at 10 o'clock, which your boy's going to be in the bed at that time, you've got, it was just up there and my screen decided to refresh. The other Monday night game, you got Houston and Seattle, 2 teams that people aren't talking about. That game is played in Seattle, and I don't like the late Monday night football games. I'm only going to watch the first half over on the West Coast, and then it's bedtime for me. I think if you live in the Pacific time zone or the Mountain time zone, you have the best time zone for catching all of the evening sports. Hands down, nobody else comes second to that. All right. Let's see. Next up here, I have somebody sent me this AI video, and I'm going to play it for what it is. And y'all take a look and tell me what you think. Could you tell that was AI? I mean, I think AI, with the shadows and everything, is getting a lot better. The ball is a little bit off the tee, right? The background doesn't necessarily look the best, but when you look at the shadows, insane. And the way that the ball exploded, it's like, it's definitely AI. but I thought it was fascinating how better AI is getting with this stuff. It's insane. The person that created, did you literally go in here and type in uh lady golfer swinging with hardly any clothes on? I'm just curious. I'm just curious what your motivation was for sending it to me. I still thought it was fascinating. They sent me some other clips as well, um, to include this next video. This is an AI. Move over lingerie football. Enter lingerie mixed martial arts.
The right arm trying to control the neck there. Goes to the ground. Beautiful little roll there, but it's Maxine Frost who gets the top position. Side control. Maxine Frost still in great position there. Rolling out the belly down armbar. Can she get it free? Does look like it's being extended a little bit there. And that's the end of the opening round. Woo! Oh, wow! Cheap shot there from the boss after the bell. The takedown from behind. Punching away.
Wow, I saw what.
Yeah, as we said, it looks. Oh my!
What do y'all think? Lingerie mixed martial arts. I don't know. I don't know about this one. When the person who sent me the clip sent me this, I said that can't be a thing. And then I Googled it. Oh, it is definitely a real thing. And there's way too much manufactured drama, like stuff like this, like things going on after the bell and things that doesn't let me take this serious.
Trying to keep up the attack.
Check this out.
And once again, Coach Leon.
But it exists. There's a market for it. Doesn't look like there's a lot of people in the stands, but it is a thing. Lingerie football.
Right arm trying to control the
Let's watch it
neck
one more
there.
time.
Goes to the ground. Beautiful little roll there, but it's Maxine Frost who gets the top position. Side control. Maxine Frost still in great position there. Rolling out the belly down armbar. Can she get it free? Does look like it's being extended a little bit there. And that's the end of the opening round. Woo! Oh, wow! Cheap shot there from the boss after the bell. The takedown from behind. Punching away.
Wow, I saw what.
All right. Would y'all go see a lingerie mixed martial arts match? I'm trying to figure out if you're doing all that fighting. Have y'all seen street fights? In street fights,
Yeah,
whenever
as we said,
ladies start fighting, stuff gets flown off everywhere. How is it that this stuff is staying on and not moving? That's what I'd like to know. Inquiring minds want to know. All right, last topic here. Actually, I've got two things. A, Coach Spoelstra is named the head coach of the U.S. men's national team through 2028. So shout out to Coach E for that honor. And the last story that we have here, let's see if I could bring this up on the screen. When they started paying college, you knew that high school was also going to be one of those things as well. From what I've heard, and I don't know this for certain, let me make this a little bit smaller. I don't know this for certain. Some states do have rules for their high school athletic governing body that allow players to be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness to make them competitive with other states that are doing this. Ohio, always behind the times, aren't one of those states. Now, one of the top high school football players is challenging the state rules that bars him and other high school athletes from making paid endorsement deals from their name, image, and likeness. The mother of Jameer Brown, a junior wide receiver from Dayton, who is verbally committed to playing for the Ohio State Buckeyes, filed a lawsuit today against the Ohio State Athletic Association seeking to make changes to the bylaws. And the lawsuit alleges each day that the OHSAA prohibition remains in place, it inflicts irreparable harm to his career development, brand reputation, public exposure, goodwill, and constitutional rights. Brown has missed out on over 100,000 in potential revenue from NIL deals, according to the lawsuit. That includes licensing and promoting trading cards. His attorney declined to comment on specific deals, but he has said that he has had opportunities well into the six figures. Brown, on his own platform on X, said, "I want to use my platform to make a difference for athletes across the states. I'm being raised by an amazing single mom who's always doing her best to keep things steady while helping me chase my goals on and off the field. Like what's allowed in other states. I want to be able to use my name, image, and likeness to help my family financially and get the extra after school academic help and football training that can help me maximize my potential. NIL can make that possible for me and many other students in Ohio." He's not wrong. Again, I don't know this for certain, but I was talking to some people down in Georgia when I was last down there, and it's starting as early as 7th, 8th grade. When you see high school juniors and seniors, those that are eligible and able to drive, with cars that cost more than I'm willing to pay, you know that that person is likely a student athlete down in Georgia. And that's all he's asking for. Could this family say screw it and afford to move to one of those states? Could it be worth it? Right? If you can get to one of those states where the parent is employed and the student athlete is able to make a six-figure deal, I think it's worth moving. I don't know if I would necessarily stay at the same school. And I know that some of these big name schools down south and out west, they're recruiting athletes from states like Ohio and Michigan. I think Michigan, when I was doing quick research, they're one of the other states that bar high school athletes from being able to make money off their name, image, and likeness. They're getting these athletes out of the state and recruiting them to come to states that do allow you to profit off of your own name, image, and likeness. So I think it's just a matter of time before Ohio State catches up, like the state of Alabama and the lottery, and bring that down there to those people into their state. All right. That is my show for tonight. David Cunningham, I see you are on. Give us some closing words. Wait, what? Hold on. Breaking news. Cleveland released Shador. No. Cleveland Browns Sanders. There is no way that just happened. All right. I'm looking for this. I don't see that news. I do not see that news. It's got to be breaking. Let me check ESPN. I'm going to check ESPN. Adam Schefter's typically one to break that kind of stuff early. I don't see it on ESPN. Ooh, the Blue Jays have came back. It is now 2-2. Top of the third. All right. And Twitter. Twitter's the other platform. They'll break stuff pretty fast over there too. I don't see that. I don't see that news, David. And I don't think it'd be wise if they did. Like, why? You got rid of Flacco. You've got Dylan Gabriel there, who's not playing bad, but if he gets hurt, why not play the other rookie? I mean, it's not like Cleveland's going to win the division or even be competitive enough to get a wild card. That's just my 2 cents on it. I did have another video prep where Shiloh Sanders was at the last Cleveland game wearing his brother's stuff with their mom, Pilar Sanders, and he was going around telling people that he was Shador and that he was warming up, prior to the game. And there was one eagle-eyed fan that was like, "You're not Shador, you're Shiloh," and asked for a picture. And Shiloh's funny. Shiloh, even if he doesn't make it in the NFL onto an active roster, the kid's talented. He's got personality, and he's gonna be able to succeed well in life, not just on his own name, but on his own merit. All right. But David, yes, I do not see the news about. Oh, okay. You were saying I'm saying that they should release him. Do they not need him? Do you think that he would get a competitive and a fair advantage to play and start someplace else? Do you think he's competitive enough and good enough to be a starter in the league? I know he's got a lot of people behind him seeking for him to get that opportunity. I liked him in college. And if he does get a chance to prove himself, we'll see what happens. Jackson Dart is starting over 2 NFL veterans in Jameis Winston and Russell Wilson. Think about that. That's going to be like, he's earned that opportunity. Now, they drafted Jackson Dart in the first round to be the face and the starter of the Giants. But is Shador Sanders like Jackson Dart? Is he that type of a talent to be able to start? Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm going to close out the show here and kick it over to Radar to do the smoke pit tonight at 11 Eastern Standard Time Zone. David Cunningham said, "Thank you, sports fans, for tuning into WTF Nation Sports Bar. King, you knocked it out of the park as usual. The MLB playoffs, college football, and NFL football are heating up, so choose your teams wisely. Stay safe and have a good week." And I'm going to throw in there, roll, tide, roll. Y'all have a good one. Turn my sports bar light off. David Cunningham said Dark looked good for the Giants. I mean, yeah, he does. Him and Scatterbo, they at least have some marketing opportunities there. All right, I'm going to turn the sports bar light off and sign out here. Be sure to come back tonight for the Smoke Pit hosted by Radar. I'm out. Peace.